That's my brother Fred. He was in the services in the army, and they went abroad and had to go east. And while they were there, the German commander known as Rommel, he was in charge of his forces, and quite a number of British soldiers were caught and were prisoners of war, and Fred was one of them with all the others. But it happened, I don't know how it happened, but Fred and two more of his company managed to escape, and they got into Switzerland, and because Switzerland was neutral, they were accepted and they were kept there until the end of the war. So that was Fred's fulfilment.
So the picture's got written on the back, October 1944. Well, best wishes from Fred.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it did correspond, but it wasn't letterwise. It was just a plain postcard with just a very brief description. I'm all right, you know. There was no information whatsoever. But I think, if I remember rightly, in the papers that Joyce had, we could send Fred packets of cigarettes for his friends, and you could send a Christmas card, and it was photostated. And all it said was to Fred from us, you see. And I think there's one or two left in that amongst all the papers that Joyce will have. So it'd be interesting to get one of those to see. And then of course eventually he came home, and eventually he was very busy. He used to work on the whole fish stock. He used to start at 6 in the morning and deliver leaflets. Well, when I say leaflet, it was a very information leaflet, giving the name of the trawlers that have landed, the catch, the number of kits of fish they had, and then that was circulated to all the fish merchants, so they had an overall picture of just what was going to be at auction at the 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
Was he married before he went before the war, or because Fred was the youngest brother?
No, Ken was.
Ken was. Yeah.
Yeah. No. He married a young lady called Margaret, and she unfortunately Margaret lost her brother in the war. Yeah.
So Fred was married before the war then?
Yeah. No, I don't think it would be. I can't remember.
Okay, no worries. Not a problem at all.
Would it be? 1944? No. Because I don't think we can ask Beth, because she'll know the date when her dad was married.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
So we'd be all right there to get the proper date. But yeah.
Yeah, no, just curious.
Very particular. He'd arranged to. No, I can't have been married, because he used to. We lived in at that particular time. We lived down an avenue called Alliance Avenue, off Anlaby Road, and if Fred was going to meet Margaret lived on Willoughby Road, so Fred used to walk down Alliance Avenue and meet Margaret at the other end near Willoughby Road. But if he got so far down the street and he got some dust on his shoes, he would come back and pop and rub them again to go out. He was so particular, he just wanted to be posh, or you know.
Had to be just right.
Yeah, and there we are. So they can't have been married, although they wouldn't have been meeting each other like that.
True.
Yeah. So there.
Okay.